Today I'm talking about bills on consent. Bills considered in the California legislature without controversy or opposition can be placed on a consent calendar, which basically means that the bill doesn't have to be presented by its author or debated by legislators. Instead, a simple vote is taken. All bills on the consent calendar are dispensed with by one single vote, either in the committee or the entire House on the floor of the Assembly or the Senate. Consent bills or uncontested bills under the rules and their requirements are found in the joint rules of the Assembly and Senate, in the Senate rules, and in the Assembly rules. And the basic requirements for a bill to be placed on the consent calendar in either the Assembly or the Senate are that the bill cannot be a revenue measure nor a bill upon which the 30-day constitutional waiting period has been dispensed with. The bill has to receive a due pass or due pass as amended recommendation by unanimous vote of the committee members who were present. And the bill in its final version as approved by the committee cannot have had any opposition expressed by anyone present at the committee hearing. Now, if the chair of the committee in advance of the hearing proposes to recommend any bills for consideration on a committee consent calendar, it would not necessitate any hearing of testimony of those bills. And that list has to be made available to the public at least the same time as the committee analyses are required under their committee rules to be released. Prior to the adoption of a consent calendar, either in committee or on the floor of the Senate or Assembly, any member, a legislator, can remove a bill from consent. And once a bill is removed, it'll be placed at the end of the legislative agenda usually, and then has to be presented by the author and debated and voted upon, just like a bill that is not on the consent calendar. And why might this occur? A bill that's on the consent calendar can be beneficial because the bill's author can be relieved of presenting the measure in committee, for example, and the bill can be moved more quickly and easily through the legislative process when it is on consent. But there are some additional distinct rules on consent bills on the floor of the Assembly or on the floor of the state Senate, and that'll be covered in another podcast.